Here I am at 20 years old, and there was so much I didn't know, but I sure was about to find out. I wouldn't say my 20s were all bad, although I had some tough lessons. But one great thing that happened was I met this handsome fella here. I made him put a ring on it, y'all.
Let her tell it. She couldn't resist all this chocolate.
Yeah, I guess he was giving what need to be gave. But this is my story. Thank you. So anyway, we got married in our 20s. I also got 2 college degrees in my 20s, which I'm not really using right now anyway. And I ended up graduating with the flu and didn't even know it. My 20s were basically filled with a lot of ups and downs, and it was full of lessons. And I want to share that with you today. What's up, guys? This is Monique and welcome back to the channel. Go ahead on and share this video with somebody because one share a day could save another 20-year-old. First of all, let me let you know, just in case you care, I am 32. So I've been out of them 20s for 2 years, which means I got a little bit of just a little bit of wisdom about it, all right? You know, a lot of people talk about your 20s and how,
oh, it's the time of your life. You're supposed to have all this fun and that fun.
I don't think that's the truth. 20s are not just about fun. A lot of people are trying to discover themselves and figure stuff out. And that's just what my 20s were about. I was also a hot mess, y'all. I cut up a little bit, just a little bit, all right? But I found my way. If I could sit down with Monique and just have a little chat with that 20-year-old young lady, I would probably say these little things here. The thoughts and opinions that I'm about to state are my own, and this is how I feel. You cannot change how I feel, and that's okay for you to feel differently. I just am going to share my experience with you, and we're gonna have a good time. Let's carry on. First and foremost, girl, put that burger down. When I gained that first freshman 15, freshman 10, whatever, 20, 25, however many pounds started to creep up on me in the beginning, I wish I knew to make that change right then and there. Because a lot of times we feel like we're young, we got time, you know, that's not gonna bother us. We'll take care of that later in life. But the older you get, the harder it is to get rid of these things. I would have tackled my health right when it became a problem, and I probably wouldn't be on this emotional roller coaster right now. Another thing I would tell young Monique, Mo is in a house, I would tell her to know your worth. Understand how valuable you are in this world. Understand you deserve the best and be okay with that. Don't let people make you feel like you're wrong for wanting the best in life. Girl, I could tell you some stories, all right? That was me talking to Monique real quick, right? All right. I really ended up in a lot of toxic situations, a lot of toxic relationships. I put up with things that, you know, those things you usually tell people, girl, I would never be in that type of situation. Those things that we say we'll never do, that's where I ended up at, in Never Never Land. So if I could have caught those things a little sooner and kind of built myself up and started to really focus on loving myself before I focused on anybody else, then I think that my life would have been a little different. And all of us have some things in life that we could have done differently. So you are not alone if you are one of those people that could have done things a little better. And that leads me into like the next thing. Knowing that your 20s is probably the best place for you to make all your mistakes. I would have told myself to take those risks, take chances. Don't be afraid to try things. Speaking of risks, this right here is my 20th birthday party, and I decided it was a good idea to do the Thriller dance. That's me right there in the middle, my mom on the left. She support me and everything, y'all. But anyway, y'all couldn't tell me I wasn't a backup dancer for Michael, though. I understood the assignment, honey. Unfortunately, I cannot play the song because I need my money, but nonetheless, y'all get the picture. So again, I say, take chances. Now back to the video. Like, that's the best time for you to do it. You're still young. You are more likely to be able to recover from a lot of the mistakes. Your mistakes really are going to lead you on the path that you need to be on. Because how will I know that I'm not supposed to go this way unless I try to go that way? But guess what? Monique was hard-headed, okay? So I learned hard lessons. I just say, don't be afraid to make mistakes. I know another thing that a lot of people, you know, start to put the pressure on you as you're getting up in your 20s.
When you gonna settle down? When you gonna have a family? When you gonna win?
So one thing I would tell myself is basically that the world have made up this invisible false timeline that everybody need to fall in these points at these times. That is not the case for everybody. Just because you're not married, don't have a child, have not figured out your career, want to change your career, whatever the case may be, just because you have not figured all that stuff out in your 20s does not mean that you have missed the mark. Don't let these people like put pressure on you and make you feel like you have to have a child or you have to be married. There are a lot of people that started things later than when the world said they should, and guess what? They're just fine. Another thing that I would tell young Monique is the importance of credit. Figure that out right now and stop putting your rent on that credit card. That's what messed me up. Now see, I ain't gonna put the bank out there, but that bank wrong. I was young, I was naive. I went on ahead and I was behind on my bills, and I was like, you know what, let me go ahead on and apply for a credit card, because why not, you know? So I got it, and then I went on ahead and swiped that rent on there, and that's when credit for me went downhill, okay? I spent a lot of time trying to correct that. That's why I talk about it a lot now, honestly. I was once in a place that many other people are right now, and it was jacked up, okay, y'all? I got a lot to tell Monique, all right? So another thing that I would say to myself is just that if college doesn't work out for you, that's okay. We're going into new times that there are many millionaires and some billionaires that have no degree, okay? So a lot of things that are coming about during these times do not require a college degree. And that's okay if you feel like you want to pursue something else that don't quite have that. For me, I went on ahead and got my degree just because I was taught to have a security blanket. Now, I honestly thought that I would really be just deep into these careers, but then things changed for me, and that's another thing. I want you to know that things are gonna change. We will forever be changing in life. Every 5 years, you're probably gonna be a whole nother person, all right? So don't be so hard on yourself about some of the decisions that you make. It's okay that you selected this degree and you graduated, but now you want something else. You know, our feelings change. Now, them little emotions that we got is something else, y'all. Like, one day we'll be feeling this way, the next day we'll be feeling that way. So just FYI, side note, don't make any decisions based off emotions, all right, because that's gonna get you jacked up. That's something that I did quite often, and yeah, I was in some strange situations. So if you are the same person that you were at 20 when you hit 40, something wrong. If you can learn very soon to embrace change, because ready or not, it's coming, I think that life will be a little easier. Now Monique, if you're listening, come close, come here, look. Stop taking those student loans out, all right? Stop taking those student loans out and trying to have this luxurious life when you know you broke. Because let me tell you, as soon as you graduate, about 6 months after, Uncle Sam's gonna come knocking on that door and expect that money back. It is not free money. It is just not money that the government is handing to you and like, here you go. It's going to have to be paid back. So stop taking that money that them people giving to you. And then they like, a lot of times they just like, oh, just get a loan, get a loan, get a loan. And you don't understand what's really going on with that. You just like, oh, I'll just get it. I used to pay my car insurance, my phone bill. I used to pay my car note with that thing, all right? So student loans is not free money. Another thing, Monique, I want to let you know, girl, is just don't compare yourself to others. Like, why waste my time looking at what anybody else has going on? Because honestly, nobody else's situation is exactly like mine. So we all have these different factors in life that make us who we are, that put us on the paths that we're going. So things are not going to look the same for me as it's going to look for somebody else. And just because they graduated at this point and I didn't, don't mean that something's wrong with me. That just means that was their path in life. And I shouldn't focus on that because I have my own, you know? When we start looking inward and we start focusing on what we have going on, I'm telling you, life will be so much more peaceful. Life will just be better, all right? And while on this topic too, don't try to fit in. Like, I spent a lot of my life trying to fit in with other people's ideas of how they felt I should be, what I should look like, how I should act. You know, all these things kind of fall in the same little topic, I guess. But you are unique. You are made to stand out. You are not made to fit in. So I don't care how many times you got called weird, got called strange, got called anything. You stand in that weirdness, in that awkwardness, in that uniqueness. You own that. You claim that. You be that, because that's who you are. That's what makes you so wonderful. That's what makes you so amazing, because you have something to offer that this world does not. So go ahead on and give it to them, girl. Give it to them. I still got stuff that I'm working on, and that's another thing for the rest of your life. There's gonna be something you need to be working on within yourself, okay? It does not end once you hit 30. It's going to be a continuous process. That sounds like depressing, right? Like you feel like you just believe that you'll get it all together, and then soon as 30 hit, bam, life is great. But no, we'll always have something to work on. We'll always have something to fix. But as long as we're working on it, that's the only thing that matters, and that's the only thing we have to learn to, you know, accept and learn to trust the process. Everything in life is a process, all right? So I was more than likely all over the place with this video, y'all, but I just randomly had some thoughts about my 20s, some things that I would have told myself if I had the chance to talk to 20-year-old Monique. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give me a big thumbs up, like the video for me. That really helps me out. Leave me some comments. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. But other than that, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, we are out. Peace.